Alright, hello. This is the follow-up video to the previous video, and I will be going over the bestiary, which is, as I've said before, they're the, probably the easiest way to grind to the Crimson Isle. And even though you can't really kill anything in the Crimson Isle, there are other things to get there, like mycelium or red sand, and mycelium alone is just a really good way to get money. So that's just something to keep in mind. It also unlocks lava fishing for, anybody who's somewhat high up there in the lava or in the fishing skill area. And I guess we could just go through them slowly. I can show you a few of them if you want. Well, I say that like you guys can see me like I'm streaming, but private island people or mobs, they just spawn the private islands. I don't have any combat minions on right now. In fact, am I? Oh shit, I'm wasting 2 minion slots. I'll work on that later. Bestiary. So yeah, the private island, just things you kill on your island, whether they spawn naturally or from a minion. Zombies, they also, the ones in the graveyard also count, and pretty easy to kill. Just kill them. Nothing special about them. Zombie villagers, they spawn slightly less, but they are also easy to kill. Wolves, old wolves, and crypticals, they all spawn, in the hub. Wolves and old wolves spawn in the castle, and they are, at least wolves are relatively easy to kill. Old wolves have 15k HP, and they do quite a bit of damage for early game people. They even right now in strong dragon armor and the tarantula helmet, I still take some damage from them. But it's not much. In general, these guys just do at your own pace, really. All of these guys, if they're not tier 2, they should be higher. like, except for maybe zombie villagers, because some people ignore them. But if you're purposefully trying to aim for the bestiary milestone, you should probably do it. I think in the video I was going to bestiary milestone 20. Now I'm going to bestiary milestone 22, and you can see that it also gave plus 1 million XP. And I think my combat level is 26 right now. So that's really useful for a multitude of reasons down the line, aside from obviously just crit chance, and then the just the buff for more damage to mobs is going to be insane. Yeah. And then moving on from that, there is the Spider's Den. Aside from the first 4 things, which are all going to be a pain in the bum to get any kills on, really. There are the Dasher Spiders, Weaver Spiders, Voracious Spiders, Splitter Spiders, and Spider Jockeys. All of these guys are relatively easy to kill. I need to go to Spider's Den anyway to show you the gravel skeleton mechanic that I mentioned before. So let's go there real quick. Oh, perfect. Rain slimes as well, because it's raining. Alright, so there are 2 places to farm spiders. One is, the actual spider's den, the mountain. And the second is the... Why am I so choppy right now? Second is down here in the burrow. This is also where you'll find Arachne. You can get there pretty easily. Just fall down, and then if you go down and then turn around to an open area, you go through the middle path. This is where Arachne can be spawned. These cobwebs are leftovers from a recent Arachne fight. Yeah, Arachne spawns here. And for every other boss, including Arachne, and this is boss, not mini boss. I don't know how many bosses are applied. all you need to do is just get an assist on them. In other words, like smack them once or twice. You don't need to hit them a lot of times. I mean, obviously you want to do some damage to be able to get participation rewards and whatnot. But, you know, as you can see, I'm killing these guys with only my FOT ability. And there's just so many of them, and they keep on coming. My combo can also keep getting higher and higher. And that's all there really is to the spiders. It's just a really good place to grind, just because of the sheer amount of them, and they're not that hard to kill either, assuming you at least have dragon gear. If you have tarantula gear, you should definitely not have a problem with these guys either. And oh, speaking of slimes, earlier there's a rain slime. Why are you? What? This is not where you spawn. Rain slimes usually spawn behind the Grandma's Wolf's house, in this area right here, to the left of where you originally spawned from, which is right there. And pretty easy to kill, about as easy to kill as emerald slimes, if not easier, because they don't do knockback damage, or they give some knockback, but emeralds, like, they give you. Emeralds are like freaking iron golems here. I don't know why. Pretty easy to kill. They don't spawn that much. However, the exception here is that nobody else is going for them. So there's not a lot of competition, but they spawn. Tier 2 is really simple. Probably get them tier 3 if you're desperate enough. That's really all there is to these guys. If you have like a bow, just shoot them from far. Moving on, we have the most important thing, the gravel skeleton. Let's go to a denser area. So the mechanic with them is their respawning mechanic. Unlike a lot of mobs, when you kill them, you have to wait for where they spawn, there's natural spawning points to spawn. But gravel skeletons, hopefully I killed both of you here. Okay, nice. They always drop a bone, and if they're not picked up, they respawn from it. As you can see, I killed 3. This is a different one. Okay. This is, one got taken away because somebody earlier picked up a bone. And as you can see, this guy is doing this extremely inefficiently, even though he has a bow, by picking up the bones. Because after killing them, you get like, I don't know, maybe like multiple, like 5 bones, give or take. And that one bone isn't going to make that much of a difference. You're better off waiting for them to respawn, kill them again, rinse and repeat. And, like, if you have a good setup without anybody trolling, they just respawn, you just continuously kill them. Sometimes they'll respawn in the thing. Did I run out of arrows? I guess I ran out of arrows. That's... Wait, huh? Okay. I think it's because I was taking it from my inventory earlier. But yeah, so these guys are extremely easy to kill. You can easily grind... Like, I've never genuinely tried to grind these guys out. I just kill them for fun sometimes, and just to play around with the spawning mechanic. And I'm like 5 with them. Yeah, I'm 5. And it's super easy to get them to like 6 or 7. So, keep that in mind. Before we move on, if you haven't already, there's a Grandma Wolf pet that you get in that house upstairs. I'm not gonna go because a lot of it's pretty self-explanatory. You can search it up yourself if you want. Grandma Wolf pet. Here's just a sneak peek of what it does at Legendary. This is level 73. When you level it up, the only thing that increases is the combo duration. But when leveling up the rarity, which will be also boosting your bestiary level, and talking to Grandma Wolf again to level it up, it will increase the magic find and the combat XP, and the coins per kill as well. Because I think the original coins per kill is like 2 coins per kill. Making a 10 is so easy, especially when you go to some place like the Spider's Burrow. instead of the den, and then you just start mashing away at spiders. You'll get to like 20k in the span of 20 minutes. Maybe not even, maybe 10 minutes, depending on how efficient you are. Moving on to the end, Endermen. You're gonna kill them for Ender Armor or your Enderman pet, so, these guys should generally already be pretty high up there. Not really much to say about them. Get them high up there if you can. If you can't, well, wait till you can, or just get a few tiers first. Here we can see the dragon's nest, which is where you find zealots. Surprisingly, the server is very tame. Normally, we would see people like this guy one-shotting them everywhere, or a few people with like a juju's just going around killing everything. But zealots, generally speaking, I wouldn't go for them just because how much competition there is. Yeah, you can see everybody's focusing them real hard. Watchers, obsidian defenders, whatnot. There are so many of them, you won't be able to find that many zealots in a really tryhard server. Endermites, they spawn when you aggro a watcher. And then they will shoot an endermite at you. Hi. You see? Endermites. That's really all there is to endermites. And watchers. Virtually nobody goes for them. Because they don't really drop anything useful except for like ender monocles, which is only really useful for intelligence. And then arrows, I guess, if you don't want to buy from Jax. And that's about it. For the watchers and whatnot, they're really easy to kill. Not a lot of competition. They spawn pretty fast. Obsidian defenders. If you can one-shot them, do it. If you can't, I wouldn't suggest it. There's sometimes competition, sometimes not. If you're working on Tree Capitator and trying to save money at the same time, I would suggest doing this, or just trying to grind out some money, because Ender Pearls really don't sell for that much. Enchanted Obsidian sells for a pretty decent amount, and these guys drop like 13 Obsidian per kill, and then they have a chance at dropping a Obsidian chestplate, which will be really useful if you want to try hard here, because it gives you speed when you have a lot of Obsidian around or in your inventory, and also you don't get withered. Though depending on your armor set, you might do less damage, so keep that in mind. The Dragon, Endstone Protector, follow the same thing as Arachne. Smack them once, they go into your bestiary. /warp home. Endermites you can also get by mining the Endstone, which I should have probably shown earlier, but not really much to it. Not what I wanted to go to. Bestiary. The end. Is there anything I missed here? No. Crimson Isle Blazes. You fight the Balpet, Bal, found in the Crystal Hollows, somewhere around the magma fields. You can search more about this yourself. The Balpet is also obtained by fighting her, him, her, I don't know. And he spawns Blazes, and not really much else to it. These things just caught my eye because I'm looking for talismans right now. And that's really the only way to kill Blazes pre-Crimson Isle. Obviously, if you're trying to go above, then this is also a really efficient way. You just have to grind each individual thing. Because, like, grinding Revenants or grinding, like, Voidlings or just Crypt Ghouls or Zealots or whatnot, it's just so inefficient. This gives you a whole chunk of 1 million XP. 1 million XP is like maybe 50 Revenants, depending on the tier. And that's probably an understatement. It's because each Revenant gives you like a tier 4. Some of the champions give you 1k, the non-champions give you 500 XP. That's not enough to get to 1 million XP. Grinding to Crimson Isle like that takes so long, and it's just a really stupid way to do it, unless, of course, you need to do Revenants and whatnot. It's just that strategy is only really useful just for leveling up your Revenant Slayer level as well, or your Voidling Slayer, Spire Slayer, Cement Slayer, whatnot. The next thing on the list is the park and deep caverns. Deep caverns has a lot. Um, Things like lapis zombies and miners, you will most likely already have these pretty high up if you're looking at this guide. Redstone pigmen, these things, if you have ignored them before, this is a good time to start killing more of them because they mob you if you don't have an intimidation artifact on, and it's just really easy to kill. Not too much competition. Some people will be killing them, some people won't be. Sludges, they're like, wait, not what I wanted to go to. I want to chill in deep caverns specifically first. Emerald slimes. Emerald slimes, not a lot of competition in that general area too. They're just annoying to kill because of the knockback, really. And that's about it. Try to get them tier 2 or 3. Miners, redstones, yeah, I went through all of them. Creepers, they're on the first level. Even though they're on the first level, they don't spawn. Like, they physically do not spawn. What the hell is this thing? How the hell do you get this? Oh. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, but bay rings are expensive. Ugh. Regardless, yeah, getting sidetracked here. um, most things in the deep caverns you'll either already have high up there, or if not, they're pretty easy to get there, except for sneak creepers. Those guys just get enough to get a creeper minion or something, and then go away. In the dwarven mines, there are ice walkers, which you can one shot with a pickaxe if you're doing this solely for killing. If you're grinding for glaciite jewels, I'd recommend using a weapon that can one shot them because of looting and luck. There's also treasure hoarders. They have 22k health, slightly higher up there on the requirement for damage. They spawn in the upper mines in the dwarven, so keep that in mind. There's also goblins. These guys are really simple to kill. You go to the goblin den, they're everywhere. There's also one room where you'll probably see a tryhard in the fire pit, just using a bow pet with some armor sets, and then just sitting there and killing everything. Because they spawn so fast in that zone. I just got a notification. They spawn really fast in that zone, and they also, what's the word I'm looking for? They're just really easy to kill. They have like 800 health. If you could kill a Crypt Ghoul, you could kill them. Moving on to Crystal Hollow. Oh wait, there's ghosts. If you're not ready for Crimson Isle, well, no. If you're not ready for ghosts, you're not ready for Crimson Isle. These guys have 1 million health, and you can't even get near them to kill them. That's why you need something like a Soul Whip. That's the main meta to kill them, unless you could somehow one shot them. These things are 1 mil each. You need 8 of them to craft them. You do the math. So yeah, ghosts not really a viable option. Worms do not go for because, well, not purposefully at least, because you just get them while mining. Scavers also count as worms as well, so don't worry about that. Yogs, 35k HP. They explode after a certain amount of time on death, so just keep that in mind. They will one-shot you if you don't get away from the explosion, assuming that you don't get one-shot always. Then at least strong dragon armor and below, you can still get one-shot. I'm assuming superior as well. Yeah. Butterflies, good luck. If you find a fairy grotto that's relatively big with enough of these guys, you can grind them away. But fairy grottos are really rare in the Crystal Hollows. Sludges, these guys aren't that rare, and so how they work is that you kill a big one, they turn into 2 medium ones, you kill a medium one, they turn into 2 small ones. And each stage still counts as a kill. You kill a big one, and it turns into 2 medium ones, that still counts as 1 kill. So they're a pretty easy way, assuming you could find a good place where they spawn. But yeah, sludges are going to be useful, especially for the sludge juice that you'll need if you can't kill the key holder for the jungle stuff in the nucleus run. Automatons, you're going to need to kill them to do the nucleus run. And, you know, they're probably already going to be pretty high up there if you're already in Crystal Hollows. No need to worry about them. Grunts, they're everywhere. You're gonna kill them anyways. So the park. These wolves are for the collection purposes. They're worse than the regular wolves and old wolves because there's just a lot of competition for them for Sven. And even if you're doing Sven, I personally prefer to go kill these guys instead because the XP difference is not relevant enough. Like miners and crypt ghouls, that's like a 20 XP difference, but for these guys, it's 10 or even less. Soul of the Alphas give 55 XP, and they have like 30k health. Old wolves give 40. Regular wolves give 10, and then the pack spirits and howling spirits only give like 16. So yeah, it's just there's no point in really grinding these guys for Sven. On a personal scale, just get to tier 2, ignore them for the rest of it. You're better off grinding these guys higher. And then yeah, it's basically just my opinion. If you prefer to do them, go ahead. No one's stopping you. It's just sometimes there are other people there, which is why it's mostly annoying, and it's not fun. As for spookies, these spawn during the spooky festival. You need to hit them a certain amount of times to kill them, so they're not very efficient to kill. There's not any good way to kill them fast. You have to, like for trick-or-treaters, for example, they have 10 health. You need to hit them 10 times or blast them with a wither gourd. Or not wither gourd, the blast lanterns. That the wither gourd drops when you kill them. Those do 2 damage each, and, slight improvement, not really. Moving on to Catacombs. This one, there's not really much to say. It's similar to what I said in the previous video. If you can kill them, you kill them. If you cannot, then I wouldn't purposefully go for them. In the end of it all, it's just your main goal is to reach bestiary 18 to get that 1 million combat XP. And by the time you reach 18, most likely you will already be high enough to be really be really close to combat level 24 already. You're most likely going to be like 22 or 21, maybe even 20. But 23 to 24, like combined, is to get 2 levels essentially. These two you need 600k and 500k. So if you're at level 23 and all you need is 1 mil period, then that you're basically there already. Just kill a few other mobs for 100k XP. It's not going to be that hard if you've grinded all the way through these already. But that's essentially it for the video. Before I move on, though, if you're only looking for the information, you could stop here. But if you're interested in supporting me or whatnot, it's just that stupid. Hit that like button and subscribe. And, I'm not gonna do that in every video just because it's so overly done, and I'm not the type of person to try to sell myself out, or not in that sense, but you get the point. So gonna go through some introduction stuffs and whatnot. Honestly, I should have done this at the beginning of the video because you might have been too lazy to skip it. Regardless, so right now the plan is I am not going to be a full-time YouTuber and whatnot unless I get enough support, of course. And my setup and whatnot, not very cool, so that's why I'm not going to be doing a lot of gaming recording, though I will. There will be gaming on the list eventually, and not only Minecraft. I'm just really into Hypixel Skyblock right now, so that's why I'm doing this. And Combat XP in specific, I thought not a lot of people knew about, because every time I searched it up, it was just, oh, do Slayer quests, oh, kill Crypt Ghouls, kill Zealots, kill something, and just keep killing. You just gotta keep working on it. But there is an easier solution, and that is the bestiary, because the bestiary gives you 1 million combat XP after every 2 milestones, starting at 18. And it's just a much better way to grind combat XP. My nose is so itchy right now. It's just a much easier way to get combat XP, and you can get a Crimson Isle super fast. And even if you cannot kill things in Crimson Isle, and you get there early, like I can't do anything in Crimson Isle virtually. I can't kill like the 3 blazes that you see. There will be 3 blazes that you see at the beginning, just to start off at the quote unquote quest. They have 800k health. My flower of truth is really weak right now, because my armor set probably sucks and talismans and whatnot. There are multiple reasons that I'm personally also trying to figure out. If you have any tips for that, please tell me. Um, Aside from doing dungeons, I'm figuring that out myself, and like, I basically got that. Uh, but yeah, like I can't do anything against something that's 800k health, like regardless if there are 3 of them. And after those are the only things that are sub 1 mil. Like everything after that is like 1 mil, 1.5 mil, 1.7 mil, or 2 mil, 2.5 mil. There are 4 mil things. All the bosses are like higher than 50 million HP. There's virtually nothing you can kill there to grind for, like ghasts or whatnot, or magma cubes, or the mushrooms that kill you. There's really nothing you can kill, but there's still something useful there. And uh, those are the things that you can mine, whether it be netherrack or nether quartz. Nether quartz can be helpful for your minions as well. You can't really make minions for mycelium or red sand until certain requirements are met, but red sand and mycelium both sell for a really good amount on their base form. A whole inventory can sell for like 100k, depending on how prices are going. So that's just something you should unlock. It's a purpose, and I really wanted to get that out there, because it's just so limiting to not, and like to not know any other way aside from grinding. And like my determination level to just grind crypt ghouls for 5 hours is not that high, even with like doing slayers and whatnot. I can't do slayer 4s because there's just my gear just sucks. Slayer like tier 4 revenants are way too hard for me. So like there's just multiple reasons to go to Crimson Isle even before killing the mobs. And I'm there early, quote unquote early, because my gear sucks. And I'm really bad with money. Like I have 1.4 mil. I've ever capped at like 7 mil, and then I spent it all. So, so yeah, my money making skills aren't the best. But unlocking the Crimson Isle alone gives me a new option for money. So that's just really good. And I'm going to be doing more stuff like that. Just things that people don't know, that people may or may not want to know, and just to get out there. Like fishing, for example. Currently, I'm trying to figure out how the mechanics for loot sharing works with fishing, because unlike other things, fishing is a really interesting one because you still supposedly gain what you gain. But like if somebody smacks it or if somebody kills it, you still get the rewards, but they also get some rewards. You get the XP, you get the main rewards. But one thing that I've found out, that I'll be sharing in other things, is that it doesn't count as your kill, if that makes sense. I'll be going more into depth in the other video, but it's just stuff like that, like XP and whatnot. A lot of people are wondering if somebody kills like my thing that I caught, will I still get the fishing XP? And not a lot of people are willing to test that out. I will go through that. I've been wasting a lot of my soup flight, but that's okay, whatever. So yeah, at least specifically for Hypixel Skyblock, I will be focusing on trying to get word of very niche things out there. And obviously, there are some things that I'll try to get out there that are going to be somewhat simple, and you could probably find guides for them elsewhere as well. But the main thing is just trying to get really niche information out there. Though I will also try to do do very short things, like very short videos, like sub 10-minute videos that basically just like tell you what to do. Obviously, you know, some people are desperate enough and they don't like researching. Like, I have that feeling too, where it's just like, tell me what I can do. Tell me just like the easiest way to do this or do that. Like when you're trying to grind combat XP, it's just like, tell me. I don't even know how the mechanics work. I don't care enough about it sometimes, and it's just like, just tell me what to do. I want to give more of those videos out there because I've felt that frustration, and it's just really something that not a lot of people do, because people, they always have an intro, they always try to have a build up of some sort. They try to like make it sound like they're, you know, smart or whatnot, and obviously there's a reason so that you believe them. But some people, they just want to know, and maybe some people get multiple just like instant telling you what to do things, and they'll compare it themselves later on. But having the just tell me what to do option out there is very convenient. So that's mostly it. I probably should have had that on this mode. There's no point of seeing the game. But there's not really much else to talk about. It's probably the only way, the only time I do this. Hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Seriously though, if you, not for the I don't know why people ask about leaving comments down below. Maybe it's just to get, you know, more into the society, be more interactive, and I am all down for that. But I'm not going to promote that. It's just, if I have questions, I will ask, and actually ask you to, you know, leave a comment, tell me what to do. Better ways of making money, better ways to, you know, get better gear, what gear I can get. One thing that I've been contemplating about is whether to do tank or berserker on dungeons. And uh, on my perspective, tank seems easier, but I feel like the berserker gear is going to be more relevant later on. So I don't know. You know, if you have any opinions, go ahead, tell me. That'll be all. See ya.